Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The scripted anti-Wanga wave of protest in Nyanza that have been witnessed in the counties of Siaya, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and Migori is what to me is a high-profile divide and rule scheme that Luo nation must navigate with caution ahead of the next general election. And in this podcast, I'll demonstrate to you what happened. The scoreboard politics happening, why the state is going after Wanga's head. What exactly is in this? Kindly, if you're watching this podcast for the first time, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel. Subscription is absolutely free. And as you can see that screenshot there, that is how to subscribe. And find out that is where to subscribe. Click the notification bell and like our videos. Remember, if you subscribe, when we publish our videos, you'll be getting notifications. And I want to say big thank you to our team of subscribers and the team Bold for always supporting this podcast. Protests have been witnessed in Nairobi, Kisumu, Siaya, Homa Bay, and Migori. The counties I've mentioned are Nyanza Luo counties. And apparently the protesters are mobilized against what they term as Wanga undermining Interior PS Raymond Omolo.
Siaya County to gima Wanga temo timonwa okwa morgo kendo okwa biye wan baba nowewa e broad based koro kodwa ketho wach maberni to wabro lawe wanawa mokwongo gima Raymond dwaro laro gi Gladys ka onge okodwar gavana en odwa konyo mon liete gi nyithi kiye jowa mosomo bendo ndike tije maonge pesa mora mora mwachule ang'o medwa ni mondo otugi Raymond Omolo okwa biye Siaya ka kendo Gladys okwa biye go ka Wanga gidala Ruto tutam Raymond tutam kumi bila break okwa dwa walo manono gi Gladys Wanga ene dhako wadwa monego beni sirowa to ka ene mokoro dwa keto wa tago maliet okwa biye kode nodwa gore gi Raymond onge ng'ama go e Siaya ka wan kaka Josiaya wadagi uye goko kudagi mimi ni chialedi ya wasiotambulika wakati miradi zinakuja kwa ground. Saa zile miradi zinakuja kwa ground, wanyonge hawatambuliki. Wajane Nairobi wanasahaulika. Wanyonge Nairobi wanasahaulika. Leo hii tuko hapa. Baba akikufa alituacha kwa broad base, si ndio? Saa ile wanaenda kukula matunda ya broad base, wanaenda wamejificha. Wanatusahau wanyonge. Siasa ikifika, wanakuja kututambua chini mashinani. Iko hivi. Baba alitupea mama Gladys Wanga kama chialedi wetu wa chama, si ndio? Nauliza mama Wanga hivi. Je, mama Wanga mahali huko? Umewahi jua kuna wamama wanyonge kwa ground? Niko na swali ya pili. Mama Gladys Wanga, Homa Bay umepanga kila mama kila mlango. Sisi wa Nairobi tupangwe na nani? Niko na swali ya tatu kwa Gladys Wanga. Watu walienda Mombasa. Sisi wa mama wa chini wenye wakitaka kula wanatukujia.
Wa chama hiki cha ODM katika eneo bunge la Rangwe. Na leo hii nimekuja kuhusu kinachoendelea katika tuseme sehemu hii ya Nyanza. tulimaliza uchaguzi ndogo katika eneo bunge la Kasipul, na ningependa sana niseme Mungu alitusaidia tukapata kiti hicho. Na Waswahili wanasema asiyekubali kushindwa si mshindani. Na ni vyema sana mtu mkishindana watu wawili ukubali kama umeshindwa. Na tunaona dalili mbaya sana wanaume ambao wako katika tabaka la juu waliojiunga pamoja kutafuta kiti hiki cha Kasipul. Bado wamejiunga na wanatusumbua. Na ninaomba kitu kimoja. Dalili hii inaonekana kule Kisumu. Vile mpango ya maandamano ilifanywa, leo hii maandamano ilifanywa kule Migori. Tunauliza rais, kama tuko katika broad-based government, serikali pana, na tunaona dalili ya watu wa UDA wakitukanyaga sana, tutachukua ushauri kutoka kwa gavana wetu ili tujue penye tutafuata. Pamoja na party leader wetu Daktari Odour. Tunaona vitisho ambavyo mnaleta, na vitisho vuguvugu ambavyo hata haiwezi kuua hata kunguni. Hatutayasikiliza, hatutayakalia, hatutayameza. Tuko na machungu kama watu wa Homa Bay.
When you look at those videos, when you listen to those videos, they are scripted mpaka watu wamebeba mabango on defending Omolo. And I need to ask this. If Wanga is undermining PS Omolo as alleged, then why is it that the protests are only happening in Luo County? See, I think PS is a national leader that should also be attracting protests in Mombasa and other parts of the country if the protests are organic. There is no doubt that the protests are not organic. They are well funded, well managed, with a very clear message to the country. Now, I want to take time and listen to the rest of this podcast because I'll explain to you what happened, what is in public, and the machinations going on. This is it. There are two factions of broad-based. There is the ODM rebel broad-based team, those who went before Raila. This is the Raymond Omolo. This is Evans Odhiambo Kidero, Okoth Obado, Ken Obura, and others. And then there is the faction of broad-based that joined with Raila when Raila officially crossed over. That is the team that Wanga and the others belong to. Now, these two camps faced each other in Kasipul by-elections, the recently concluded Kasipul by-elections. I hope you remember when Kaluma was complaining that are they in broad-based if UDA leaders are going to Kasipul to campaign for the ODM, for Aroko in Homa Bay. I hope you can remember that video. That time, Opondo Kaluma was complaining about Kina Owidi, Kidero, and Obado, all camping in Kasipul to campaign for Aroko, despite the fact that under the broad-based agreement, UDA was supposed to support the ODM candidate. It is also in the same by-election that PS Raymond Omolo's bloggers were all over social media campaigning for the ODM opponent, who is Aroko. Now, Wanga and her team navigated that to deliver the Kasipul win, even against all odds. Mgala mwe hakimpe, I still believe if you see how the governor campaigned for Boyd, if she used county resources, that's a breach in its own. But I saw a mother trying to fight for a child. The Boyd Wanga, appearance appeared like a mother-son relationship, and she really worked for it. That's something I realized. But after that by-election, ODM performed well, in that by-election. It is alleged that Wanga wrote a letter, and I'm saying the word alleged. And this is word from PS Raymond Omolo's bloggers, the Luo bloggers in social media. They alleged that Wanga wrote a protest letter to William Ruto, asking William Ruto to, to redeploy, I don't know, to dismiss Raymond Omolo. It is this perceived letter that is used to stage this protest. Now, I'm saying alleged because as we talk to you, no one has seen this letter. And I've been looking around, trying to ask around, hii barua mnasema Wanga aliandika, akisema rais afukuze Raymond Omolo. Hii barua iko wapi? Hii barua iko wapi? ODM party, of course, they were not comfortable by the fact that, Raymond Omolo and his team allegedly supported Aroko. And politics is dynamics. They understand the dynamics of the politics. So this letter, Etirails aliandika, and again I know I'll ask, if it was written, it is possible that probably Wanga complained to Ruto about BBG team being undermined in Homa Bay. She could probably complain as the ODM chairperson. But who leaked this letter? And where is it? To date, if you ask, you cannot even see that letter. What followed is women groups from Luo Nyanza mobilized to go to street to protest against this move. And when you listen to Raymond Omolo, him responding to this protest, he seemed to insinuate that Wanga anapinga Ruto na Ruto analeta development Homa Bay.
We've seen wrangles, especially in Nyanza politics and in ODM. I want to tell ODM as a fraternity that please talk to Gladys Wanga as the governor of Homa Bay. Raila Amolo Odinga left us in broad-based government as a symbol of unity. That unity is what we want. We don't want wrangles here and there. We don't want abuses and insults. You know your caution very well. As Gladys Wanga, you are the governor of Homa Bay County. Do your work as the governor and let the national platform also do his work. Mr. Raymond Omolo is the PS Interior. Leave Mr. Raymond Omolo alone to do his work as the permanent secretary.
I want to tell Gladys Wanga that please stop your shenanigans. We will not tolerate that because this Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one that has brought for you dual carriage in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought for you state lodge in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought a lot of employment here in Nyanza. The Raymond Omolo you are fighting here now is the one who has brought for you pie in Homa Bay. The Raymond Omolo you are now fighting here is the one who has brought for you that stadium you are bragging of. Please stop your shenanigans. Instead of fighting Raymond Omolo, we want you, Governor Wanga, to register as many people as possible to go and vote President Ruto in 2027. Please, Raymond Omolo, stop with you, wachana na Wanga. Usimpigane, wewe nyamaza kabisa.
Raymond Omolo ametusaidia na ajue ya kwamba hata hii ng'ombe anataka kukamua saa hii serikali ya Ruto. Hakupiga kura, hakupigia Ruto kura. Na ajue ya kwamba Omolo tumetoka naye mbali. Hadi tukataka hata kuchoma hapa Nyanza. Walipigia Ruto kura. Na tunasema na tunaambia Gladys Wanga. Achane na Raymond Omolo kabisa. Achane kabisa. Anafaa kwenda kwa Omolo kinyenyekea juu Omolo ndiye alianza hii serikali.
This is what is saying in that low clip here. So, tulisikia kwamba hatutawahi enda maandamano. That is, and people who are so much interested in the politics of Nyanza kept on telling us that never again shall we go to maandamano. But why are we then picking lines with the protests? why are we organizing protests in Nyanza? And we said, atenda maandamano. The protests are not organic. And for me, I feel if Wanga complained and asked about the truthfulness of broad-based, then that is what needs to be addressed. That is what needs to be addressed. It is alleged that, remember, Wanga recently demoted her deputy, Oyugi Magwanga, was a deputy governor, but also the minister in charge of agriculture. So alitolewa, and the word in the street is that Omolo's brother wants to vie for governor in Homa Bay, and he wants to take Oyugi Magwanga as his deputy. Deputy wa Wanga sahi, anataka kuwa Oyugi Magwanga. I analyzed that, and my position was very clear that Wanga was totally out of order to try to undermine the DG because DG had a different political affiliation with hers. I don't think that is what the devolution envisioned, that in the governance of the country it has to be. I don't think that is it. Even though we normally see it even the national leadership, that when the deputy president is not getting along with the president will behave in a manner likely to suggest that the deputy is undermining him or her. But this is what is happening. Number one, the protests are staged. They're not organic. The second context of this, perspective of this is, the protests are targeting women. And mostly you will see in these forums, ni wamama wanapewa microphone to attack Wanga. And they're using lines like, Raymond Omolo amejengea mayatima. Wewe kama mama baba lituachia wewe umefanya nini? Do you realize that it is the women that have been targeted in the front line to attack Wanga? Do you see how that thing is choreographed? Because if Wanga is allegedly undermining P.S. Omolo, is Wanga undermining women? Is P.S. Omolo a women rep? He's not. But the whole protest is choreographed going for Wanga. And from my bold view, this is what I see. Number one, the state is simply managing Raila's succession. And this is the factor. It is not in the interest of Kenya Kwanza to get, Raila's succession has let me say 3 legs. The first leg is someone sprouting from the ODM party. And that person is supposed to be Oburu Odinga, but with the age, might not be. It might not come out through that rank. The second person, the other axis of Raila succession, is the Odinga family. From party and Odinga family, and of course Oburu Odinga came for the Odinga family, which is also contested. For the party one, Magala Mwe Hakimpe. As things stand, Wanga emerges above others. Look at how she's conducted. She's trying to thrust herself into that stage. So, and then there is the team civil servants, people who are working with Ruto. They're those who want to use Ruto influence to thrust into space. This is Raymond Omolo and Mbadi. Mbadi is a cabinet secretary. Mbadi is on record saying that mimi viatu za Raila hazinitoshei, lakini pia nitavaa zangu zenye nitoshea and I can lead the Luo nation. Now that is what is happening. What I seem to see here, Kenya Kwanza is realizing that the political axis, the ODM political axis, is not one they can highly depend on. Because those are politicians, they can shift, they can move at the convenience of them, at their own convenience. So I think the state is trying to suppress Wanga, and to make Raymond Omolo be the person at the center to take over the Luo Nyanza. And interestingly, is a PS. When I listen to wale wamama wanasema eti amejengea mayatima na wajane, it is not bad. But do you think a PS should come and bring a track record? Ukiuliza track record yako unasema, watu wako wanasema ulijengea mama na yatima. I'm not bragging. I've built more houses in this country than the PS. I built more, of course, now in Siaya. Sijui kama PS amejenga mingi kuliko hata mimi. Under our foundation, we built more in Siaya than I can't even remember. So this issue of building house and using that as, you see how it's weak. I would want someone to tell me in Siaya, show me one project, a national government project, yenye utasema ilifanywa kwa sababu ya PS. Show me one. But Wanjiku is meant to see that. Ruto is simply suppressing the ODM axis. And could be, Wanga was promised the DP slot. Or, not even promised, but her profile is emerging. Remember, ODM is also bargaining. And recently there was a newspaper magazine lining up Wanga as one person that could be able for the deputy. So in terms of this, Wanga attracts enemies. In that list of those who are eyeing for the running mate slot for President Ruto's side, there was Wanga, there was Mudavadi, and there was Kindiki. Then do you really see that even by the mere fact that wale wanataka kuwa deputy could still put Wanga in trouble with others? And Wanga and Mbadi also declared an interest. But I feel that the protest happening in Luo Nation, that someone is protesting over an alleged letter that no one has even seen, that is not existing, it is a waste of time, it is political manipulation, and a misuse of resources. What the Luo Nation should be complaining about is a project there that has stalled, a project here that is not working, a school there. That is, should not protest for supremacy battle. We are not in need. The priority of the region now is not on who becomes kingpin. No. The priority should be on the things that matter to Wanjiku. Thank you.